Hello, hi, my name is Crypto Sport, and in this video I'll be going through the latest developments in the crypto industry. Before we get started, if you can hit the like and subscribe button, currently sitting at 376 subscribers, hoping to hit the 1,000 mark. In this video, I'm going to go through the FTX collapse and the domino effect that it's had on the industry and the next upcoming events that could cause Bitcoin to drop drastically. So let's get straight into it. Everyone knows about the FTX collapse that happened in November. Sam Bankman-Fried, who's currently awaiting trial in the US after raising the bail amount. So FTX collapsed in November 2022 following a report by CoinDesk highlighting potential leverage and solvency concerns involving FTX affiliated trading firm Amalda Research. FTX collapse shocked the volatile crypto market, which lost billions at the time, falling below the 1 trillion valuation. We saw Bitcoin hit 15,500 during that time as well. FTX in November 2022 faced liquidity concerns, faced a liquidity crisis and searched for bailout funds. They even reached out to Binance, who considered buying portions of the company, but after evaluating it, CZ Binance obviously backed out of that. By November 11th, 2022, FTX's CEO stepped down and the company filed for bankruptcy. In the hours following, FTX experienced a possible hack in which hundreds of millions of worth of tokens were stolen via a backdoor entrance. And then obviously we saw Sam Bankman flee to the Bahamas and now is in the US waiting trial. FTX founder and ex-CEO Sam was then arrested in Bahamas and extradited into the US. As I said, in late December, he pleaded innocent to all crimes, whilst other people pleaded guilty. You can never look at the article yourself in your own time. As I said to you, released on a 250 million bond, the largest in history by a federal judge, having previously said he didn't have any money. So that's kind of ironic. So let's get straight into it. As a result of the FTX collapse, Grayscale, which is the biggest asset manager in crypto, is now at risk. So Genesis Capital lost billions of dollars that could bring down Grayscale. So this is all as a result of DCG Group. So DCG Group is Digital Currency Group. It's a venture capital company focusing on digital market. It is located in the US. The company has 5 subsidiaries. So this is the main part, which are CoinDesk, Foundry, Genesis, Grayscale Investments, and Luna. You'll see Genesis and Grayscale Investments there, and I'll go into that shortly. So DCG is the largest cryptocurrency firm. Some of the biggest subsidiaries, such as Genesis and Grayscale and CoinDesk are involved. It was once valuated at $10 billion and had $50 billion worth of assets under management. DCG subsidiary Genesis found itself in a big trouble, in a big hole, and this is as a result of a $1 billion hole. So if you go into it, so we go into Genesis here. So what we found out was Genesis in May, early in 2022, lent $2.4 billion to hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, which was at the infamous Luna collapse. So as part of the deal, the Genesis aspect of the deal, OTC, represent the first of its kind, with Genesis taking 1 million in UST, which collapsed to zero. So that 1 billion is now worth nothing in exchange of £1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So they were screwed over quite astronomically. And then since then, we found out Genesis lended 2.4 billion, as I said to you. If you go into that article, which was at the center of the Luna collapse, UST then nuke. Genesis, when FTX collapsed, said they had no net exposure at the time. But days later, they said that as part of our goal in providing transparency, Genesis had 175 million locked funds in the FTX trading account. As we know, FTX funds no one can get hold of right now. It's now been reported since then that the debt is about 2.8 billion in outstanding loans. So DCG obviously need to raise those funds to avoid them going bankrupt. So where are they going to get the funds? That's the key question. So if we look at Grayscale has about 10.7 billion in assets under management. So what DCG will probably look to do is look at Grayscale to see if they can fill the void. If Genesis goes bankrupt, that's fine temporarily for DCG, but it's worth noting that if they do go bankrupt, DCG are going to be fighting against other people in terms of getting that money back from Genesis, in terms of securing those funds. We also saw the SEC open up an investigation into DCG. So if we go into that, SEC, DCG, Grayscale, DCG is being investigated by the Department of Justice and SEC. Department of Justice and SEC have opened active investigations probing DCG over intercompany loans and money transfers. It's confirmed by Bloomberg. So all in all, it's a bit of a mess. if DCG and Genesis do collapse, it will probably mean Bitcoin will collapse astronomically in the days after. It will probably hit 12K, in my opinion. So worth keeping an eye on that. And I think that the date of the deadline was the 8th of January, if I'm not mistaken. The Gemini DCG deadline is January the 8th, so it's near the end, and DCG going to be bankruptcy. Hopefully, this shit show will be ending soon, and either the price goes up or down. I think it'll be months of legal battles before that happens. Personally, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's also worth noting that a lot of altcoins will drop drastically if Grayscale goes down. So if Grayscale goes down, you should look at what they're holding. So they're holding Ethereum, they're holding Matic, they're holding Cardona. So you can expect a big drop in those coins. But see, they have Zcash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Mana. So it's worth noting those altcoins will probably take a hit as well. Currently, we see Bitcoin trading around stable 17,000 mark, 16,926. Altcoins are relatively stable right now. It's going to be a big week. Obviously, we see CPI data being released as well on Thursday, so keep an eye on that. So CPI is expected to come below 7%, around the 6.5%. So yeah, it's going to be a big week in total. So keep an eye out for the events on Grayscale. If you found the video useful, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys again. Thank you, everyone.